Hey everybody, this is Erin again with True Balance Massage. I'm coming at you today with a video regarding pain and massage. So I get this question all of the time, and I feel like a lot of people kind of fall into the misconception that massage has to be painful to be effective. So before we jump into this super juicy topic, I want to introduce myself and my business. I am the sole proprietor and massage therapist, posture doctor, if you will, for True Balance Massage and Posture Therapy, where I practice corrective exercise, injury rehabilitation, sports rehabilitation, and posture correction for sustainable healing and health. So, thank you for that. I am in Southeast Denver, Colorado, and I am so excited that you're here watching this video. This is a super awesome topic, and I'm really excited to hit it. So, let's get right into it. So I have a lot of clients and a lot of friends and a lot of just people in general who really do strongly believe that massage has to be painful in order for it to be effective. And this is heartbreaking for me because the damage that it does in the longer term is pretty intense and it's actually super counterproductive. So I think a lot of this actually comes from these ideas that if it's not uncomfortable, or if, it's not effective if you're not feeling it the day after. So a lot of people believe this with things like exercise or weightlifting or yoga, even stuff like stretching. If it doesn't hurt, then it's not doing its job. Which I think is so interesting. It kind of seems to stem from this idea of like it has to get worse before it gets better. And I don't know exactly where this came from, but it is wreaking havoc on people's bodies and it's pretty terrible. So I want to kind of present a an alternative view, an alternative perspective that will actually help you get better results and feel better because I think that's why we're doing this stuff. That's why we're doing yoga. That's why we're lifting weights. That's why we're doing cardio and HIIT training and all these other really fun things. That's why we're doing massage, is to feel good. So I think it is a really, really powerful concept to understand that massage does not have to be painful or uncomfortable to get results. I hear all the time from clients who come in for a first time session who are not new to massage. They've received a lot of massage treatment and even really intense treatments, very therapeutic clinical work. And they come to me and they say, holy cow, I had no idea that, you could get so many results and I could still be asleep on the table and not, clenching all my muscles up and defending myself, right? And I have to explain to them, and that's why I wanted to make this video too, is just to explain to a lot of people all at once, is that, the minute your body is in pain, especially when you're in kind of a vulnerable position on the massage table, right? It's a vulnerable state. You're naked on a table, right, with a stranger. Your nervous system is already kind of on high alert. You're already pretty hyper aware, whether you really feel super relaxed or not, right? So, um, when we cause pain or intense discomfort during a massage that you mentally, cognitively, consciously understand is supposed to be relaxing, what actually ends up happening in terms of your nervous system is that you are just setting it into hyper overdrive. And in that moment, the massage work that we do, or the stretching, or the weightlifting, or the cardio, what have you, is actually totally stopped. The benefits of that stop there once the pain response starts. There's something called the pain stress cycle that is really, really important to understand when it comes to healing work or any sort of physical work that you do to improve yourself. That says that, basically if you're in pain, that stresses out the body. And then the stress causes more pain. It's a psychosomatic sort of effect, and it's been proven. So it's super important to recognize that it just doesn't have to be that way. The minute that we piss off your nervous system by causing it pain or discomfort, where you notice yourself during a treatment holding your breath, clenching other muscles, right? Defending yourself, like kind of pushing the therapist out unconsciously. Usually it's not something that you do on purpose, right? The minute that happens, the therapist or the stretch, the work you're trying to do gets kicked right out. It's just not effective anymore. You have effectively backtracked the work, and it makes it harder to do anything, to get any healing work done, right? So, a couple of things that you can do to prevent this, especially when you're receiving massage, right? So, when you're getting body work, before you even start the treatment, be super clear about what you need from the work, okay? Super important. I can't emphasize that enough. So, communicate with your therapist. They're there to communicate with you and to get your needs met, right? That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. So, you really need to communicate with them. Hey, today I'm just really looking for a long nap. I really just need to relax. I'm super stressed. Work is killing me. Family is just super stressful right now. I just really need to relax. And, even if you're used to coming in for super therapeutic, clinical, mildly uncomfortable treatments to get towards an end goal, or even if you're doing injury rehab, which can be very uncomfortable, but in that moment you feel like you need stress relief, tell your therapist. Tell them before you even start the treatment. If your expectations are laid out on the table, literally, before you even start, no one's going to be disappointed, no one's going to be upset, no one's going to be wasting time, right? Super important. So communicate before you even start the treatment, like, this is what I need today, and if you're experiencing a lot of pain or anything like that that you really want a resolution with, explain that too. Tell them. Now, during the session too, it's really, really important to maintain that line of communication with your therapist. A lot of people feel uncomfortable about talking with their therapist during the massage. They feel like they shouldn't, or they don't want to interrupt, or the therapist knows more about what they need than they do. Really toxic thinking there, or that they just don't want to interrupt the flow, right? So forget all that. This When you come in for a massage or a yoga class, or a workout session with your personal trainer, what have you, it is all about you. It is 200% about you. Okay, so you need to be setting the expectations for that session, and that includes during the massage. So if you start to notice any cues, like your toes start to clench up, or you're holding your breath, right? That's a really important one. We can't move stuff. We can't do any healing work if you're not breathing. Or some other cues might be, you start to clench your jaw or something. Recognize those, really tune in, and instead of gritting your teeth through it, sometimes literally, or just kind of forcing your way through it, thinking that that's the best thing you can do, um, communicate with your therapist. Like, hey, just so you know, like, that's a lot of pressure right there. It feels really intense. Here's what I'm feeling. It feels really sharp. It's traveling down my arm, or it's a really deep, nasty ache. If you could lighten up just a little bit, that would be great. No good therapist is going to have a problem with that. They are there for you. We are here for you. I am here to serve you, and that is it. So please let us know, whoever you go see for this work, whoever, let them know during the massage, hey, that pressure's too much, or dang, that feels like a good spot. You could really take a jackhammer to it, right? So just recognize your own pain level. Another thing you can do, most, especially clinical therapists, will actually work on the 10 scale. And there's a lot of a lot of debate and a lot of criticism of the 10 number scale, but I don't care. I use it all the time. If you've ever been to the emergency room or a hospital, they use it there. Really basic stuff, right? Your 1 is no pain, right? Maybe you feel it a little bit. It's like when you're touching yourself, right? You're just touching, no pressure or anything, no pain. And then you get up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is kind of touching the threshold, right? It's starting to get a little uncomfortable. You're really starting to feel it. And then 7, 8, 9, 10 is where things get really intense. For me, in my practice, um, anything above 8, hands off. We are not here to do damage, so that is hands off, no doubt about it. 8 and above is when we're starting to actually really seriously backtrack, and that's not good. That's when you start to notice everything clenching up. You're not breathing. You're not letting the therapist do their work, right? And it's just too much. If anything feels sharp, stabby, pinchy, really intense, sometimes that can fall into that 7 to 10 number scale category. Okay. So use that and get clear with your therapist about that beforehand. So like, hey, do you use the 1 to 10 scale? Can we use that in this treatment just so we're on the same page about pain tolerance and threshold? And just find out. Some people prefer to use 1 to 3. Some people prefer to use 1 to 5, right? It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. If you have something more objective, like those numbers, to really attach that feeling to, that pain level to, or that tolerance to, it means that you and your therapist can be on the same page the entire treatment. So if you say, oh, wow, that's my 5, your therapist is going to integrate that information to you and your treatment. So for some of my clients, a 7 is, someone else's 4, right? People's pain tolerances are all over the place. And that depends on so many factors that the 1 to 10 scale is not actually an objective thing. But during any of your treatments, it's a way for you and your therapist to get on the same page. And really, that's all that matters. Once you guys are on the same page, you can really go to town on what really needs work, and your expectations are met, your needs are met, you're gonna get a great massage, guaranteed. So those are a few ways to make sure that you're getting really good treatment. Feedback is always great. Any good therapist is gonna want your feedback. Like, hey, how did we do? Do you feel less pain? Do you feel less discomfort? Do you have less of a headache, et cetera, right? Really good stuff there. So ultimately, communication is really the key. And I want to emphasize again, I do not subscribe to the no pain, no gain theory. I just think it's wildly ineffective. It stresses out the nervous system, which creates the pain stress cycle all over again. It's actually extremely toxic, right? So let's kind of banish that from our whole healing vocabulary. Let's just not do that. That being said, especially with superclinical work, posture correction, injury rehab, especially, there is a certain level of discomfort that can occur, right? And that's okay. What really matters here and what I really want to hone in on is that it's different for everybody, and you need to know, you need to learn your pain tolerance and where you stand with that. Where is your 7 or 8? Where is your 5 to 6? And where do you get the best results? And that usually happens over time with a therapist. So yeah, there you go. So I do not subscribe to the no pain, no gain theory. That's why. And those are a few ways that you can make sure that you and your therapist are on the same page about the no pain, no gain theory and your pain tolerance so you can get the best results possible and just take a nap on the table too. Because Lord knows we all need that. So thank you guys so much for listening. I would really love to hear what you guys have to say about the number scale or about pain tolerance during massage or what your cues are when you notice that the pressure is too much or something like that. Or even experiences that you've had, good and bad, with therapists all across the board regarding this topic. I think it's a really important topic to discuss, and thank you guys so much for listening. Again, my name is Erin with True Balance Massage, and I can't wait to help you feel your absolute best. Talk to you soon. Bye.